Hello everyone. In my today's session, I'll be discussing about change management. Change management as a discipline has evolved and matured over the past quarter of century. Without adoption, changes will not be successful and will not deliver the desired outcomes. Let's have an overview of what is change management. The change management is defined as the method and manners in which company describes and implements change within both whether it's internal or external processes. Change management can be in the form of change in a strategy, how you are going to organize your policies, or you are going to take any measurement. There is always room for improvement, how you are going to make your teams and how you are going to bring the changes in your teamwork. And last but not the least, how you are going to motivate your team members. Effective change management requires both individual change and the management model and an organizational change. The individual model provides an outcome-based orientation, while the organizational process provides an activity-based orientation. Significant organizational change can be quite challenging. It often requires many levels of cooperation and may involve different independent entities within an organization. Developing an structured approach to change is quite critical to help to ensure a beneficial transition while mitigating disruption. Let's have an overview regarding change management principles. Successful change management relies on 4 core principles. The first one is you have to understand change. Then secondly, you have to plan change. Thirdly, you have to execute change. And fourthly, you have to communicate change. Whatever the changes you are making, you have to tell on the employee level and the organizational level. The first principle regarding understanding change is that to successfully promote the benefits of change, you need to understand them, why you need to change, what are your key objectives, what will be the benefit of changes to the organization, how they are going to affect the people who are working in the organization, how you are going to impact positively within the organization, and what will people need to be successful to achieve the change. The second and the foremost thing is you have to plan the change. Effective change does not happen just by chance. If any plan is made, you have to ensure that it's right for your organization. The way that change projects are managed can vary from organization to organization, depending on the nature of your product lines and the employees who are working within the organization. Some have very rigid change methodologies, while others are open and flexible in their approach. For example, you have a sponsorship, how you will be securing and engaging, and you are going to use high level support and sponsorship of the change. Then secondly, it can be involvement. What is the best position to help you to design and implement the change? For example, you need the external expertise, or can you do it with the internal sources? Buy-in. The change is most effective when you are able to win support from people across the business. How do you plan to achieve it? Then the fourth and the most important is the impact. Finally, think about what successful look like, how you will predict and assess the impact of change that you need to make, what goals do you need to attain. The third principle is how you are going to implement change. As we have seen that there are different strategies for making the implementation of change, and finally you have to communicate that change to make a brave component of change management. The change you want to implement has to be very clear and relevant to the people so that they can understand what changes they are going to make and how they are going to be adopting on the longer run. They have to set the right tone so that they can get the emotional reaction you are hoping for. There is a ADAR model. ADCAR is basically created by Prosky founder Jeff Hilt, which consists of the following things. A stands for awareness of the need for change. D stands for desire for participate and support the change. K is for knowledge on how to change. And A is basically the ability to implement desired skills and behaviors. And R represents the reinforcement to sustain the change. Let's have Kotler's 8-step process for leading change. I'm telling you the 8 steps how the Harvard University professor John Kotler's model has the following steps. First, you have to create a sense of urgency. Secondly, you have to build coalition between them. Thirdly, you have to formulate a strategic vision and initiative. For that, fourthly, you have to enlist a volunteer army or people who are going to do that. Fifth point is that you have to enable action by removing the barriers and the challenges and the hurdles which can come. Sixth, you have to generate a short-term win-win strategy. And seventh is that you have to sustain acceleration, the same speed of change you are going to inculcate and assimilate within the system. And then last but not the least, in the last step, you have to institute the change. And as change is the trickle down effect, that you have to keep the monitoring of the change as well. That is all from my side. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.